And welcome into Bon Appetit. October is Beef Month, and we are at the Alabama Cattlemen's Association with Erin Beasley, who's Director of Marketing, but more importantly, you put on a mean meal, kid. I'm telling you, we've had chili, we've had beef stroganoff.
Oh yeah.
And now for tailgating or even a meal at home, I never thought about buffalo beef. You always think about it with that other guy out there.
I tell you what, I read it the first time and I was like, that's kind of interesting, and I gave it a try, and I actually sampled it to the office here. Staff went crazy, so I was like, okay, we're going to bring that one back for something. So,
well, I'm glad you brought it back for this.
This is an awesome recipe. It's great for the tailgate. Obviously, we're in the midst of football season. The thing that makes this this recipe so awesome is it's my favorite cut of beef. Okay, this is a chuck short rib. All right.
Chuck short ribs.
Chuck short ribs, and the beauty of these, you can look at them and see how pretty they are. They've got lots of marbling in them.
Yes, they do.
Which means they're going to have a lot of flavor. Okay. But these things, I mean, if you want a flavor-packed meal, you put some chuck short ribs in it, and you will not be disappointed. Okay.
Not at all, huh?
These are really pretty. Of course, you could cook them whole, but these are beef bites, as you can see in the finished product.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do first is just take these and cut them into cubes, and
is there any particular way that's the best way to cook these to keep them tender?
There is. You have to braise these. That's probably the biggest thing about these is that they're full of flavor and all, but you do have to spend a little bit of time with them. You can't just take these and put them on the grill and cook them to medium rare and expect to eat them.
Right.
But when you braise them, that's what brings out all the delicious flavor, okay? So we would just cut those up, and I've got a pot here that started with some olive oil.
Okay, you use olive oil a lot in your cooking, don't
Well,
you?
I always start with olive oil
good.
just to give it a little something to wrestle around with. And the trick to this, now you could also do this in a crock pot, okay? This is definitely something that can be done in a crock pot. But the great thing about doing it in a pan like this is we get to brown our beef first, and we get that really nice color at the end. By browning the beef first, even if you do it in the crock pot, I recommend brown it first and then transfer it to the crock
That's
pot.
what I was going to ask.
That's the same principle as your chuck roast.
Absolutely.
When you make a pot
roast, it seals in the
roast,
flavor. It gives it that good. I'm an appearance person,
right?
And you probably are too, Miss Virginia.
Absolutely.
And you got to have the good look to it. And even though you're putting sauce on it, it's still got to have that really dark, good caramelization and all that. So we're going to brown these beef items, and what we're going to add to them once they're brown, it's really simple. We're going to add about a cup or so of beef broth. And really what we want to do is, it's not so much about the measurement. What we want to do is add some liquid to the bottom. And we want to cover those beef bites about a quarter of the way up. Okay. We want to create a moist environment for them. Once we put the lid on it, it's going to work and break that meat down and make it really tender. And then we've got some buffalo wing sauce here. Okay. You can pick hot, mild, medium, whatever you would like.
Great.
And so we'll just put our beef broth in. We're going to put about 2 tablespoons of buffalo beef or wing sauce. Mix it together.
So this is a recipe where you cook it in rather than a lot of times dip it into the sauce.
Yep, that's right. And it ends up with that really pretty sauce there at the end.
Yes, it does.
So these do not take long to brown up. And again, the flavor on these things is just incredible. I know you will not be disappointed once you make these once. The tailgate will be asking for more.
Amen.
So, but
you said it could be tailgate. It can be an hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, if you're having,
we're getting even be a meal.
We're getting into the holiday season. It's hard to believe, but we're starting to get into the holiday season almost, and a lot of parties and such are going to be going on. And this makes a great appetizer. And it's something that people are going to be really interested in because they've probably never seen it before. So
yes,
we've got.
I love that, something different.
Something different. So we've got these just about browned up, and so I'm just going to take our beef broth and pour that in.
To let our viewers know, if you're looking for this recipe, it's beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
That's it. All right.
Beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
And I'm just going to go 2
Don't call me, or I'll tell you, go to Beef It's What's for Dinner if you do. And all these recipes are there, so you can just...
Yeah. And I tell you what, we've talked a lot about like beef cut selection and stuff in the past, Jack. And let's say you go to the grocery store and something's on sale, you're not quite sure what to do with it. Go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com, go to the recipe section, just type in the cut that you bought. They'll bring up every recipe that they have available for it. So it takes the guesswork out of it. All right. So we've got that. If it's already come back up to.
Did you put some garlic powder on it around here?
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
I saw that there.
I like garlic, so
Well,
I
you
always
and
add a
both.
little.
love
Oh.
garlic. I love
I'm
garlic.
Italian. It's in our veins.
This has already come back to a boil, which is wonderful. So we're just going to cut it down to a medium low. We're going to pop the lid on, and we're going to let these cook down for about 30 to 45 minutes, whenever they're fork tender.
Okay.
Okay. We want
So
to
you just let it simmer for about 30 to 45 minutes.
let it do its thing. I check it one time just to make sure your liquid hasn't cooked
Right.
out.
Okay.
You don't want them to get stuck
Okay.
to the bottom of the pan. that's a no-no. So just check them once or twice. And as you can see, when we get done,
Finished product.
we're going to plate them, and we've got blue cheese crumbles to go on top.
Isn't
okay?
that nice?
So blue cheese
Interesting.
crumbles.
What a great combination of taste. The beef.
That's it. The sauce was left from the bottom of the pan. I just drizzled that over it. Blue cheese crumbles, and boy, I tell you what, you're really gonna be the party favorite, the tailgate favorite with
Good.
these
Oh,
buffalo
good.
beef
Wish
bites.
you were here to taste this.
Absolutely. And Erin, we want to thank you for doing this over the past few weeks.
Absolutely.
Remember, it says October is beef month. Every month is beef month. Eat beef. It's good for you, and it makes a wonderful meal. And we'll be right back right after this.